G'day, ZiggyD here. It is Tuesday the 2nd of April and welcome to Monday Musings, the show where I ramble for 5 to 10 minutes and occasionally you guys get something out of it. So yes, I did just say it's Tuesday and I'm making Monday Musings, but I've told myself in the past that I don't want to let something like being a little bit late get in the way of making these because I get a lot of value out of these and occasionally you guys too, so occasionally you guys do as well. So I'm pretty keen to always try and get them out every week when I can. So last week I didn't, and I went camping, and a lot of you guys probably saw that camping video, and that was a lot of fun. You can probably tell that I had a lot of fun camping. However, it was something a little bit more. That camping trip for me and Amy was actually sort of our own personal Monday Musings little adventure. So we'd sort of come to the conclusion leading up to that camping trip, maybe a couple of weeks before even, we wanted to do it much earlier, but we had to put it off for a few things. But we felt like we really need to get away from, get away from people, get away from computers, get away from work, get away from distractions, and to have some actually time to just to think about our values, what we really value, what motivates us, what we want to achieve, and what's going to drive us towards achieving those things, because that's really important, and that's the topic of this week's Monday Musing. So although that was our own little private Monday Musings adventure, I wanted to share with you guys some of what came out of that because it was very successful. We were only there for one night and 2 days, but I really got a lot out of it, and I know Amy also got a lot out of it as well. I think Tychus got a lot out of it as well, but I don't know if he was doing any Monday Musing. I think he was just having fun. So in this particular episode, I want to talk about values and how they motivate you to achieve your goals, because we really focus a lot on our goals, and people who are trying to achieve something, they set out their goals. We're told to write down our goals and to really work hard towards achieving those goals. And goals are really good because they're tangible steps, in your life towards things that you want to do, towards things that you want to achieve. However, something that I think people don't think about a lot, or something that isn't covered a lot when people talk about, writing down your goals and trying to achieve your goals, is what actually keeps you motivated to achieve those goals, and what are those goals based on, and what, keeps you going in the direction of achieving those goals, basically. And that is values. So me and Amy were reading this book called The Happiness Trap, which I'll link to in the description below. It's got a lot of stuff in it, a lot of different stuff in it, but one particular chapter we're focusing on while we were camping and we were reading about and talking about it was this chapter on values and what the role that they play. So firstly, what are actual values? Because it's kind of like an arbitrary sort of sounding, confusing term. Well, values are this never-ending, it's like a never-ending goal, essentially. So very similar to goal, but it's something that doesn't have a finite end. So a very good example that was given in the book was you could value going west. So you can keep going west, and you can never achieve going west. You're always going west. No matter how far west you go, there's always more west you can go. But however, goals in comparison to that would be I want to cross that next stream westwards, or I want to climb that mountain westwards. So those are the goals, those steps in that journey, that value journey. And, in real life, these values, are the things that, the thing that you really think is important in life for you and, for your family and all of that. And then you set your goals along that value journey. So I think it's a really good idea to write down your values. Take some time to think about it. As I said, we went camping and got away from everything, and I actually think that's really important to do regularly. In the past, I've talked about on my other channel how to go about generating ideas, and I said that most of my ideas come to me when I'm doing something that doesn't require too much thought and doesn't distract me very much. So I have a lot of ideas when I'm in the shower, for example. You sort of just standing there or whatever, not really thinking about anything else. Your brain gets to process all this stuff. Another good time was when I'm going for just a casual cycle or a walk around the park or something like that. I get a lot of ideas then. So take some time out of your day to actually do this sort of thing where you don't really have your brain taxed very mentally. A good thing that I pointed out in that other video was don't run, because it takes mental focus to actually keep yourself running, to keep up that exertion. So just go for a slow saunter and have a bit of a think. But anyway, it's a good idea to write down your values, and I've got 3 written down here of mine, and this is something that you reiterate constantly. Your values constantly shift throughout your life. The things that you value change. So don't be afraid to change your list and add to it, and maybe you won't value certain things that you value now in the future. But so these are my 3 values that I've got down now. My first thing is that I really value coaching, teaching, and mentoring people. So you can obviously see how that's manifested itself in various things, like what I do with YouTube and just a lot of different things like I do. This Monday Musings series is a perfect manifestation of that. So a goal for me along that value line of really valuing coaching, teaching and mentoring is having a successful YouTube that has a large viewer base that can that I can teach, coach and mentor in some way in gaming, the things that I enjoy in personal development, things like that. So the next value I've got written down here is I really value creating things or success for myself. So a goal in that along that value would be having a successful YouTube. I want to have a YouTube channel that has 10,000 subscribers and gets so many views per month or whatever, something like that. Or I want to have a YouTube channel that has like 400 videos on it, something like that. Those are goals. But the value is that I really value creating things for myself, and that's why I ended up like leaving my job in the past, my retail job, and setting out to do things for myself. And I guess kind of why I'm a fair bit of an entrepreneur at heart, because I really value that creating things as myself. And it could be it could be crafting, or it could be like this sort of creating your own business and things like that. And then my final value that I've gotten written down here is I really value self-improvement and personal development. So that's a very good example of a value, I feel, because it's one that people are fairly familiar with who who've ever done any reading or research into personal development. It's definitely not a goal. Your goal can't be, you can't have a goal of personal development. It is a constantly changing and constantly, it's a thing that you constantly pursue. I want to constantly grow, I want to constantly improve myself. Goals in that could be like, I want to quit smoking, or I want to change my diet to this, or I want to, make sure I'm doing a certain amount of exercise each day. But the value of self-improvement and, just valuing self-improvement and personal development is what will keep you doing those things. Because let's say you value your health and you're currently a smoker, and you say, well, I really value my health, but I'm doing something smoking that is against that value, that detracts from that value. So if you really do truly value your health, that will motivate you towards quitting smoking. And the people that usually successfully quit smoking are the ones that have a really good reason to do it, and the value is that really good reason to do it. And that goes for achieving any of your goals. Say you have a goal to create your own business, you want to start a shop, you want to open up a shop and have it be successful. That's your goal. But your value really needs to be, you need to have the values that really drive you towards that. You probably have to value really hard work. Like valuing being a hard worker is a good one for, someone who wants to open a shop and create a business like that. Valuing creating something for yourself, valuing like helping people and making customers happy and things like that. That's a value as well. That's not a goal. You can have a goal to have a shop that has lots of satisfied customers, but you have to really value, satisfying customers. You have to really value making people happy. So I think without those values and, without keeping those values constantly in mind and thinking about them, each day and having them be your driving force, it's really very hard to achieve goals. So if you have like some goals in your mind, maybe you can write those down. Like you probably already have those written down if you're like really trying to achieve something. Writing your goals down is a fantastic idea. And then write next to them or alongside them or something like that, the values that will help you achieve those goals. What you really value that will get you towards those goals. So anyway, pretty rambly, but it's a bit, as I said, it's a bit of an abstract sort of concept. But when we thought about it and when we talked about it a fair bit, and when we actually took the time to write down our values and think about, oh wow, okay, so I feel like I really value this, and I can see how this has manifested itself in the things I've achieved in the past and the things I want to achieve in the future. And that just felt like, this sort of mind-opening sort of experience. So I really got a lot out of that camping trip, and I highly recommend you guys either go camping or just take some time to think about your values and how they can help you out. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.